Alright, this is practice problem 4.4. So what compound precipitates when aqueous solutions of iron sulfate and lithium hydroxide are mixed? Write a balanced equation, and then will a precipitate form when solutions of barium nitrate and potassium hydroxide are mixed? So the first thing we note is that we have iron 2 sulfate. Okay, and so we have that, and we have lithium hydroxide. So we can write down what the ions are, right? So we would have Fe plus 3, SO4 minus 2. We have lithium plus and OH minus. Okay, so then we can actually combine the opposite, right? So the iron and the hydroxide and the sulfate and the lithium. And what we end up getting is we get iron hydroxide, right? So OH3, and we get lithium 2 sulfate, SO4. Okay, and then if we look at our solubility rules, we see that lithium sulfate is soluble. We see that iron hydroxide is insoluble. Okay, so we know that's going to precipitate. So the next thing it says is what compound precipitates? Well, that's iron hydroxide. Well, if we write a balanced equation for the reaction, what we find is that we have iron sulfate plus we have lithium hydroxide. Alright, and from there, so these are both aqueous. Okay, what we're going to form is we form our FeOH3, right, which is going to be a solid because it's insoluble, plus lithium 2 sulfate. Okay, and that's aqueous since we said it was soluble. Alright, so then if we balance this equation, what we find is that we need, we have a 1, we actually have a 6 here for the lithium hydroxide, we have a 2 for the iron hydroxide, and a 3 for the lithium sulfate. Alright, the last part of that question asks about will a precipitate form when solutions of barium nitrate and potassium hydroxide are mixed. Alright, and so I'm just going to kind of draw so we don't get this all confused. Alright, so we have barium nitrate, NO3, 2, and we have KOH, right, which means that we have barium plus 2, we have NO3 minus, we have K plus, and OH minus. Alright, so then we just combine these two and these two, and so what we end up getting is barium OH2, and we get potassium nitrate. Okay, so potassium nitrate is soluble, barium hydroxide is also soluble, and so for this question you get no precipitate.